Morning. We bring you the major headlines as always on the show. We start off with the
Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tariff hike. TCN, that's the transmission company of Nigeria, discos BICA over filling 20 hours supply. Band-A customers protest under supply, seek downgrade from the band. Total supply remains insufficient. That's according to Band-A customers. Government must sensitize consumers and others. That's expert discos to set up response team to address issues with 20-hour power supply crisis. All of that, the riders to that main story on the front page of the Vanguard today. Chibok schoolgirls, U.S. renews commitment to Nigeria's anti-terrorism effort. 21 released girls came with 34 children, 91 of them yet to be accounted for. That's according to reports here on the front page of the Vanguard today. Oyo invasion attackers dressed in foreign military camouflage. That's according to the Nigerian army. Edo Guba, APC's rank swells with 9 defectors. Also, Shomali apologizes to Ugoride. Edo government condemns clash between Labour and candidates. Front page of the Vanguard today. Power shift, Tinubu's factor, PDP in make-or-man neck meeting this week. Those with integrity are solidly behind me, says Governor Fubara. And finally, Okwama, allowing trapped residents access to their homeland. Ewu Kingdom begs Tinubu, Army and Delta State government. That's it from the Vanguard today.
To the Punch newspaper, Labour asks federal government to unveil new minimum wage May 1. 720 billion naira loss to lower crude production in 2 months, according to a report. Humanitarian Ministry, EFCC recovers fresh $445,000, 3 billion naira. Tariff hike, federal government begs workers as electricity union insist on strike. Recapitalization race, top banks target $3 billion fund in foreign capital markets. There are riders to that story. Access, GTCO, UBA, FBN, Zenith may issue Eurobonds. Lenders seek shareholders' approval for right issues. Banking stock sells off leads $633 billion. I'll take that again. 633 billion naira equity market loss. Tier 2 banks, M&A likely. Fitch analyst. And away from that, let freed Chibok girls reunite with families. Community tells government. Yoruba Nation, security beefed up in southwest government houses. To the red corner, no 5-star treatment for Bobrisky, NSC officials. And finally, Iran, Israel, Nigeria, G7 urge ceasefire. World leaders condemn attack.
Right, let's go to the Guardian newspaper now. Sticky prices, poor control upset consumers despite stronger naira. Tension in Middle East as conflict escalates amid concerns for global markets. APC chief decries alleged funding of party by Tinubu and governors. Ekiti PDP berates Oyebanji over 110 fresh appointments into bloated cabinet. 20 Chibok girls returned with 34 kids, according to reports here on the front page of The Guardian today. Concerns over abduction of men for marathon in Lagos. That's coming from The Guardian today. Nigeria witnesses over 4,000 cyber attacks daily, ranks 5th on global index. Over 17 million Nigerians currently food insecure, says firm. Wrong timing, misplaced priority for electricity tariff. That's according to an editorial from The Guardian today.
To the Premium Times paper, 10th anniversary Chibok schoolgirls kidnapping is an editorial. Chibok and Nigeria's unremitting plague of kidnappings. Away from that, Yoruba groups disown attackers of Oyo government secretariat, calls for investigation, prosecution. Residents jubilant as Kano Emir returns to Doba route unused by Sanusi. Chibok girls 10 years after abduction, 91 still missing. How Nigeria can best amend 40 constitution, Reps Committee Chair. 21 Chibok girls forced into motherhood, some return to their abductors. Israel reopens airspace after attack by Iran. After Bobrisky, more celebrities to face trial for Naira abuse, EFCC. Nigerian army confirms soldiers' murder of woman in Enugu barracks. Abuja commuters, taxi drivers decry increasing cost of living. Why women should stop buying property in their husband's name, lawyer. NAFDAC alerts Nigerians to ban soap. Junior Pope, Enugu has lost one of its talented sons, says Governor Mba. Oyo Secretariat invasion, Nigerian army arrests suspected Yoruba Nation agitators. And finally, Nasarawa expresses desire to host NIPR's proposed institution.
Right, let's go to the Daily Trust now. We uncovered more fraud in humanitarian ministry, says EFCC. As it says, probe of past suspended officials have yielded $132.7 billion naira and a recovery of $445,000. It says it is investigating abuse of COVID-19 funds and World Bank loan across the country. That's the lead story there coming from the Daily Trust. The FCC says we've uncovered more fraud in humanitarian ministry. Consumers decry low supply as discos prioritize Band A. We're yet to see Naira gain, food price still high. That's according to Nigerians. Abducted Zamfara varsity student, NYC members, others rescued. 19 killed in a 𝐉 road crash. US, EU, others warn Iran-Israel conflict could destabilize the Middle East further. Oil price may hit $90 per barrel because of the crisis. Iran summons UK friend, German envoys over stand. A DSS arrests El-Rufai's ally Aisha over Facebook post against Governor Bassani. And finally, 21 Chibok girls returned with 34 kids. 48 parents die of trauma. That's a special report commemorating the 10 years after the Chibok schoolgirls were kidnapped. From the Daily Trust this morning.
To the Daily Post, we've not cleared anyone involved in fraud at Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, EFCC. Police arrest suspected cultist with gun in Edo. DSS arrests El-Rufai's political ally Aisha Galadima over post on Governor Sani. Israel versus Iran, US, UK, or the world responsibility for peace in Middle East or Nanuga. Widow cries for justice as husband's alleged killers threaten her from prison. And we go on our first commercial break of the morning. When we return, it'll be time to dive into the analysis of some of these headlines. Stay with us.
Mornings are for dreamers.
I'm a dreamer, yes, I'm a dreamer. Oh.
The break of dawn for champions.
Champion, 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 champion.
On 32 FM 94.9.
Mi ò kí fẹ́ dá àwọn ọmọ mi mọ̀ tí wọ́n bá dé láti ilé ìwé lójoojúmọ́. Ẹ ǹlẹ́ o, ǹjẹ́ mo mọ̀ yín báyìí?
Màámi àwa ni.
Àwọn aṣọ ilé ìwé àti bọ̀sẹ̀ tó dọ̀tí wọ̀nyí mọ́ tónítóní láàárọ̀. Àmọ́ ọ̀gá yín ti wá pàwọ̀dà báyìí. Òkùnkùn yà mí lẹ́nu. Kékeré kọ́ lọ́rọ̀ ilé ìwé. Kọ́mọ sì tó padà wálé pẹ̀lú àyípadà báyìí. Ó ní láti lókun lára. Torí náà ni mo ṣe máa ń rí dájú pé àwọn ọmọ mi ń jàgbádùn ìṣaralóore Milo láràárọ̀.
Àwọn ọmọ rẹ nílò òkun tó ṣaralóore. Máa fún wọn ní àkọ́tun Milo tí a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rọ lágbára sí láràárọ̀. Ó ní èròjà aṣaralóore tó ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn ìpèsè okun fún wọn láti járamọ́ iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ wọn. Milo, okun ìtẹ̀síwájú.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like 𝐹𝐴, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Ẹ̀yin fans mi.
It's okay.
Ẹ lọ sórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ní 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀
Asafu. It's okay.
Get in on the action with Betano, your exciting destination for sports betting. Enjoy an award-winning experience with amazing betting options, cash outs and missions, as well as other features. Join now and get a welcome bonus of up to 200,000 naira. Betano.ng. The game starts now.
For how much? That's how you react when you see really high prices for rides. But there's no reason to worry, because with InDrive, you can always offer a fair deal and not just hope for it. Use InDrive and negotiate for the most fair price for you. InDrive, people driven.
The InDrive online passenger transportation aggregator is not a taxi service. Find more information at www.indrive.com.
Ení, èjì, ẹ̀ta, ẹ̀rin.
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, ìwọ ló máa ń gbádùn jù wo bó ṣe ń kawó gidi láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù.
Mi ò gbà fẹ́nikẹ́ni lákòókò yìí o. Àkókò ìgbádùn mi rèé. Ibikíbi tí wọ́n ti ń pín èrè àti owó gidi. Ibi tí o máa ti bá mi nìyẹn.
Ọ̀rẹ́, ìwọ ni kókó. Àkókò ìgbádùn àfikún gidi gan lèmi náà wà. Nítorí náà ni mo ṣe ń kanjú láti lọ sí Diamond Extra account báyìí.
Èwo tún nìyẹn?
Ibẹ̀ ni ó wà. Diamond Extra season 16 ti dé báyìí. Èrè tó dẹ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ kábítíkábítí ni.
Ọ̀rẹ́, ohun tó ń wí yìí ò tí ì yé mi.
Dúró jẹ́ kí n ṣàlàyé fún ọ. Diamond Extra season 16 ti dé pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún márùn-ún náírà. O lè jẹ̀bùn àfikún owó tí o lè fi jẹ̀gbádùn. Àyè sì wà fún ọ láti jẹ ẹ̀bùn oríṣiríṣi pẹ̀lú ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ tuntun. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ tuntun láti kópa nínú ẹ̀. Ìwọ ṣáà tẹ *901*5# láti ṣí Diamond Extra account kí o dẹ̀ fi ẹgbẹ̀rún márùn-ún náírà sínú ẹ̀. Má dáwọ́ dúró, ṣáà máa jẹ̀gbádùn lọ. Access ó ju òwò ìfowópamọ́ lọ.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
FM 94.9, filling the world with laughter. It's 18 minutes to 7 o'clock, and it's time to dive into the analysis of the headlines this morning. I am DENIKE Ademowagun.
And I am OLORUNTOBA Yusuf. We have Mr. Femi Olukole joining us this morning. Mr. Femi, great to have you. Good morning.
Thank you very much for having me, and I wish you happy, new, and successful week. DENIKE, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Listeners, I greet you. Good morning.
All right, we start off with EFCC and their latest finding. They seem to have revealed that a combined total of 32.7 billion naira and $445,000 has been recovered so far from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, and they also said that the discrete investigation by the EFCC has now opened other fraudulent dealings involving COVID-19 funds, the World Bank loan, Abacha recovered loot, and poverty alleviation schemes, and all of that. They say that they are unlocking an intricate web of fraudulent practices. Banks involved in this fraud are being investigated. Managing directors have been investigated. Of course, Betta Edu is not away from this. Farouk, that's Sadia Umar Farouk, the coordinator of the National Social Insurance Program as well, Halima Shehu, all of them involved in this. What's your reaction to this one?
Yeah, all of this are not new, and they have been a bad emblem on our garments in this country. The only aspect of it that makes me very, very sad is that if you look at some of these monies that EFCC said it has uncovered, it has discovered that they have been stolen. Some of them are grants, like this COVID-19 money. It must have been a grant. And then this Abacha loot, which was sent back to us by some countries of the world and then relooted. So the way the outside world looks at Nigeria is like it is just as if all Nigerians or almost all Nigerians are criminals because of the privileged few who have access to government money. The way they steal government's money with reckless abandon, and that is why we've been saying that anybody caught stealing government money, no matter how small that money is, honestly should not even be kept in a jail. It should be sent to God, because some of these monies we borrowed them, some of them grants, some of them money stolen, sent back to us, and they are being relooted. So outside world will not see us as a serious nation.
Would you say that there should be investigation of some sectors or major sectors in Nigeria from time to time? Because there seemed to be a speculation around why this was uncovered in the first place. Some people have speculated that Beta Edu probably had a problem with some political allies or whatever it is, and they wanted to maybe, would I say, mess her up, and that's why this was uncovered, to say, okay, we're going to leave you to do this by yourself. But are there no other ministries that should be investigated, that so many deep uncovered things are going on, and not just the one that is just brought to light because of a certain situation?
No, I don't believe that it is a vendetta on Beta Edu. I think it is God's time to punish people in that ministry. And it is, just like you rightly said, it is not that ministry alone that steals Nigerians' money. So many of the ministries, especially in the last administration, so many of those ministries should be probed. So many government functionaries toyed with government's money. Some of them kept government's money illegally, criminally. So I only pity EFCC because the amount of work before the EFCC is so humongous. And that is why I just wish that President Tinubu should strengthen that agency with more staff and more equipment necessary to do this work. So it is not Humanitarian Affairs Ministry alone that should be probed. There are so many of them that must be probed, and we will get results that will surprise us and that will embarrass us.
Right, let's leave the EFCC now and come back closer to home to what happened here in your state, Ibadan, precisely on Saturday. And we had reports that some people dressed in foreign military camouflage had invaded the state secretariat. Were trying to, seize power. They said it belonged to some group of agitators who are looking to create what they call the Democratic Republic of Yoruba, DRY. That's what they called it. Thankfully, security agencies were able to suppress them. And against the backdrop of that event, there's this report here that says that security is being beefed up in different state secretariats across the southwest region. I think sometime last year, a particular radio station was hijacked, or almost hijacked, for a few hours, and then before the control was taken, so it was around this time last year as well. So what did you make of the event that played out on Saturday? And then, you tend to wonder those behind this and what they're hoping to achieve. If you're saying you're agitating for indigenous people, do you have the backing or support of the people you claim to be agitating for? A lot of questions about what they intended to gain with this, the acts that they carried out.
Yes, I think it was Aboludu FM at Money.
Yes. I was trying to remember.
That was hijacked by some people under the guise of the need to have an independent Yoruba nation. Yes. Now, we all have been clamoring for decentralization of this country, that we should restructure. So when we restructure, our development will be accelerated. We will go in our respective ways to develop our respective zones. Very good. You see, if this one has to be done, it has to be done legitimately. It has not got to be done criminally. So I was embarrassed when I saw that story, because I looked at that story and I thought about Yoruba as a people. And I know that Yoruba people, we harp heavily, we harp so seriously on this Omoluabi way of behavior. So we don't just do things like that. Yoruba people will not do things like that. I don't know where those people who did that thing got it from. It is not in our DNA to do that kind of a thing. It is not.
Yeah, are you suggesting that it was sponsored?
I don't know. I sincerely don't know. But whether it was sponsored anyway, how can it be done without some people backing them up? And
there were videos of a certain woman who was making an announcement about the establishment of the nation before the invasion itself.
Yes. So when you see an ant dancing, gyrating on the surface of the water or of a river, then the drummers must be underneath. So some people are likely to be behind that shenanigan. But honestly speaking, that thing is not in our way of life as Yoruba people. If Yoruba people want to get something, we do it with civility, in a way that does not swim against the tide of law. So that one they did, apparently it swam against the tide of law, and it is not welcome at all. I cannot think of any Yoruba person who will say yes, what they have done is right. If we are to have Yoruba nation, if we are to have a restructuring, Southwest going, standing and developing its way in its own way, Southeast, North, let us do it in a legitimate way.
So some people have dissociated Sunday Igboho from all of this, that it's not his group. There was a statement from Professor Banji Akintoye as well. I mean, do you think that we can actually exonerate him from this? Because some people might have been inspired or might have been moved by his own movement. Some say it all started with him, the idea of this Yoruba nation.
Well, I don't think Sunday Igboho started the idea of Yoruba nation. I don't think so. It's only that he was at the forefront. He wasn't the one, because there are so many splinter groups in Yoruba land agitating for Yoruba nation. So it is not it's not a baby of Sunday Igboho, but because he has a voice that was heard by everyone all over the world, that's why they are attaching it to him. However, I cannot be a spokesperson for Sunday Igboho. He can speak for himself. Professor Akintoye can speak for himself, and I think both of them have spoken that they don't know anything about that. They have dissociated themselves from that. Sunday Igboho had the opportunity to launch an attack before his house was attacked during the last administration, but we didn't read and we didn't see him do that. So now that it's not all that forthcoming, how can then somebody say that he's one that has done it? I don't want to be a spokesperson for him anyway. He is capable enough to speak for himself.
All right, let's take a look at this one out of the Punch. Labour is asking the federal government to unveil new minimum wage May 1st. Now we know that 2024 Workers' Day, as always, is May 1st, and there are lots of expectations, according to the Labour, about some newly initiated policies of government, one of which is the minimum wage. They're asking for 615,000 as the new minimum wage for workers in the country, and they're expecting that implementation or whatever it is will happen on May 1st. What's your take on this one?
There's a difference between agitation and reality. They are agitating for 600 plus as minimum wage. But what is the reality on ground? You see, I think Labour should examine the reality, because the other time they made 30,000 naira as minimum wage, and it was signed by the president. Anything that the president signs becomes law, and that 30,000 minimum wage was a law that was infringed upon by so many state governors. So now, I think Labour has considered the possibility of this state government.
But is that amount feasible? 615,000 naira as minimum wage?
I don't know, but it is the state governors that can tell if it is feasible. But one thing I know is that if and only if we stop stealing government's money, if we stop supporting the larger than life way of living of people in government, the politicians, governors, president, and their hangers on, I think the money that is in this country is enough for all of us to share and enjoy. But it is because some people corner them. That is why the question you raised came, that, okay, are we not rich enough to pay that money? Yes, we are rich enough. But is it feasible? I doubt, because these people will continue to sustain their own luxury as against the comfort of the masses.
With fuel at 680 naira per litre, would you say how much would you say is feasible enough for the minimum wage? Would you say 100,000 naira is a feasible minimum wage?
My dear sister, I cannot think for these people. I can't be the devil's advocate. However, let Labour and government, let them sit and consider every factor, every variable, because it is another thing for government to say yes, even at the federal level, say we are going to pay 700,000 as a minimum wage, and these states will not pay. So I think it is not good. It's not good.
Okay, let's quickly talk about this one before we go on our first commercial break. It's been 10 years since the girls of Chibok, Borno State, were abducted from their secondary school. 276 of them, 92 of them remain unaccounted for. A couple of them came back as mothers. In fact, according to this report here, 21 of them came back with 38 children altogether. I mean, if you look back 10 years on, to still think that there are parents who have lived for 10 years without any knowledge of where their daughters are, you tend to imagine, you can only imagine the trauma they've been through. There's this Yoruba saying that talks about, having a child that is dead, it gives you closure easily. I don't know how to loosely translate it. It gives you closure easily than knowing that your child is somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? So to know that these parents have lived without their children for many years, or to see your child going to school and then coming back 10 years after with babies, it's going to be traumatic.
And that is a non-complimentary emblem on the garment of the vice president of this country, because he was the governor when that thing happened. And I remember that when that thing happened, before it happened, President Jonathan told him as governor that security report said there was going to be attack on that particular school where those children were stolen, and that he should not open that school, should not allow them to write exam in that school. He refused to obey the federal government, and they stole those children. And when the government then wanted to rescue these people, some people up north there have twisted the federal government. Like one of them that said that, hey, don't sell arms to him, he wants to use it to kill northerners because of election. And when they went to South Africa to buy arms, before the plane landed in South Africa, the security operatives were already waiting, saying that yes, he has come with illegal money to come and buy arms from you. So everything that government did then to salvage the situation was not allowed to see the light of the day. So it is a bad commentary on the administration of current vice president of Nigeria as the governor then. Then it is most unfortunate that they have killed the dreams of those girls, because I'm sure that some of them had lofty dreams to become doctor, nurses, whatever. Now they have become mothers. They have turned them into baby manufacturing machines. They went and came back with 34 children given birth to by irresponsible fathers who are tormenting Nigeria and then wasting money that Nigeria should have channeled to development, making Nigeria to use it to buy arms and ammunition in order to fight them, and killing our soldiers. Irresponsible elements altogether. So I pity the parents. Some of them have lost their children, and some of them have their dreams aborted. Few of them that were rescued are in foreign land. I read about one who has become somebody I think in the US. She has studied and she has become somebody. Majority of these ones who have become baby producing machines will have become like that one too. But they have aborted their dreams because of irresponsibility of some people in government. So it's most unfortunate that it is like this. And look at those girls now. Even despite the fact that some of them are freed, they decided to go back to their captors because there is love gum that has cemented them to those ones, because they have given birth to children for them. So it is a shame of a nation. Shame of a nation.
All right, we go on another commercial break. When we return, we'll open the phone lines to take your reactions to the headlines. Stay with us.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
ọ̀gá tíṣà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn ọmọ nílé ìwé ó ṣe jẹ́ pé nígbà tí wọ́n bá ń kúrò nílé láàárọ̀ wọ́n á mọ́ tónítóní àmọ́ tí wọ́n bá máa fi padà dé báyìí nǹkan ti yàtọ̀.
iṣẹ́ ò dúró ni mà gbogbo akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni àtẹ̀rẹ́ ìdárayá ó kún inú ló ń jẹ torí náà ìdọ̀tí òògùn aṣọ yíya àti bàtà tó dọ̀tí yẹn wọ́n ń ṣàfihàn pé alára tó jí pépé làwọn ọmọ yín.
ìyẹn mà tún ga o.
àwọn ọmọ rẹ nílò okun tó ṣara lóore máa fún wọn ní àkọ́tún mélòó tí a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rọ lágbára sí láràárọ̀ ó ní àwọn èròjà aṣara lóore tí ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn ìpèsè okun fún wọn láti járamọ́ iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ wọn. Milo okun ìtẹ̀síwájú.
Milo. Kò bá jẹ́ 24, 29 tàbí 32 ṣáà ti fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa lórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ kàn tẹ 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with Knorr seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans. Ooh.
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of 𝐷𝐿 cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time to open the phone lines, and we're live on Facebook, 32 FM 949 Ibadan, as well as 32 FM 949 Fenya. The number 0809 7000 949 0906 200949 to be a part of the conversation this morning. And there's a certain story on The Nation about Shaibu's private resident security post, which was demolished without notice, Mr. Femi.
I think that is irresponsible. How can you destroy somebody's property without notice?
Sorry, we have to pick this call. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is Miriam. I'm calling from Basra.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Good morning.
All right, thank you. As regards the attack on Oyo State House of Assembly, I would like to totally condemn the attack by the so-called people that they call themselves Yoruba Nation agitators. See, to me, this is a thing that saddens the heart. But I also like to say that the Oyo State Security Agency did very well because they were able to apprehend them before things got out of hand. I only implore them to carry out adequate investigation so that such... Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
So that such thing will not occur again. And I would like to give kudos to the Oyo State Security Agency. We should do more. That's my take this morning.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 0809 7000 949 0906 2009 You wanted to wrap up your thoughts about the Shaibu residents and the demolition in line with what happened.
They
at
have
the impeachment.
removed this man. He's already down, and you are still marching on him. It is wicked. It is ungodly. And then for you, I read that they said that gatehouse that was demolished was a privileged opportunity for him. Now, even if it was a privileged opportunity and you wanted to destroy it, why didn't you tell him? So the man that is down already, you are still marching on him. God hates it, and it is ungodly. So it is not. I mean, they are not mature. They are not mature.
Right. Raji Hafiz Abidemi on Facebook says, morning, DENIKE, Top and the analysts in the studio. On the issue of Yoruba Nation gangs who attacked the Oyo State Secretariat, honestly, this is uncalled for, barbaric, and totally condemned. I want to urge the state governor, 𝐶𝐈 Makinde, and other governors in the southwest that they should beef up security in the southwest, and the federal government should not be silent on this matter. God bless Nigeria. 0809 7000 949 0906 2000 949 on Facebook, 32FM 949 Fenya.
The federal government seems to be begging workers as the electricity union is insisting on strike because of this Band A. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Studio. This is John Olaruwaju calling from Ado. Let me also make a comment on those people call themselves Yoruba or agitators that just invaded the secretariat. To me, it's just like these people, I don't know what to call them. And I don't know whether they even think before they even took that action. Because I don't know what they want to achieve from this. I don't know whether when you now taking over the secretariat for your state, whether you will now say you have the Yoruba Nation, I don't know. It's happened that this how you can gain the nation, Yoruba Nation you are seeking for. I think this is a wrong step and wrong perspective. And thank God that even Sunday ago and Professor 𝐔𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐑 has denounced these people. So I think these people, to me, maybe they have another plan or another thing in their mind. So when they were prosecuting them, maybe they were able to say one or two things. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We're talking about the electricity tariff hike and how the union are insisting that they would withdraw their services should the government fail to rescind its decision on the removal of subsidy on the tariff payable by Band A customers. We're still on this matter. Electricity is not exactly as regular, and now it's going to become even more expensive. Would you say that this is a right call to action for the electricity union to go on strike?
Yes, I support it, because it's like that ministry is living in a fool's paradise. What they are not able to do is what they are telling Nigerians that they want to do. They want to steal, they want to rob Peter to pay Paul. What we are generating is not enough for all of us to consume.
Please hold that thought. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. You see, this is
What's your name and where are you calling from?
In your state, I think.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
What's your name and where are you calling from? All right. Do call us back. Please finish your line of thought, Mr. Femi.
Okay. So they are not for the Band A. They talked about giving. They said they want to give 21 hours power supply. They don't even have enough to supply that Band A. They have not got enough goods to sell, and they have decided what to collect from them. So it is robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sir Lukunle.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, my name is Genga Mario, calling from Apata. On the proposed 615,000 minimum wage by the NLC, I think that is highly unrealistic. Very, very unrealistic, because you have to take some measures into consideration before arriving at a particular figure. So I think, left to me, I think the minimum wage, as I'm looking at the economy for now, shouldn't exceed probably maybe between 150, 120, or 130 or there, but looking at the strength of our economy for now. And the issue of the EFCC and this woman better done, I think when they apprehended a suspect and such a person is being tried, they should try and abolish plea bargaining at the end of the day. Whenever they get to the law court, let there be no plea bargaining, so that somebody will steal 100 naira and you tell the person to pay 15 naira or 14 naira and the person to go, which is plea bargaining. Once they can stop that, of course, they will have more successes recorded to them. And there should be no government interference whenever they are trying a suspect, be it a politician or whatever. Let there be no government interference. So that means the person will now defect with maybe APC or whatever, and they now tell the person to just go scot-free like that. And they should be given free hand to operate. Once they can do all this, in fact, they will be a force to reckon in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. 0809 7000 949 0906 2000 949. Hello. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, we take some more reactions on Facebook, and I can see this one from Raji Afiz after this call. Hello.
Good morning, I'm John. Thank you, Edda.
Good morning, sir.
Well, plea bargaining is corruption itself, so I support the last caller there. You see, I'm surprised that some people could believe that they can invade the secretariat, hold the Oodua nation flag, took over control of the entire premises, and believe that they will be comfortable without any resistance from government security agents. You see, what just happened a few days ago, nothing but a drama. And those arrested with treasonable felony, there is no doubt about it. However, investigation will equally be able to review if they have been backed by some people, and those people, equally, they will face justice at the end of the day. If we have this current investigation that is being carried out by the security agents, it's just unfortunate. Just as Elder said, it is never in the DNA of any Yoruba man to go violent. And the professor, emeritus Professor Banji Stephen Akitoye, does not believe in anything violent. John News on Job is my name. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, on Facebook, Raji Afisabilim says, OLORUNTOBA and DENIKE about uncovering of the embezzle fund related to Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Honestly, this fund uncovered has indicated that a lot of atrocities happen in that ministry for too long. This situation should not die on investigation level alone. It should go to the level of arrest, prosecution and punishment for those found guilty of the offense to serve as deterrents for others. We can't continue to watch the situation to go this way without a solution. Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my sister.
Good morning.
I've been from UI. To buttress the fact that the Ekuban vice president was the governor of but that time, the United Nations also offered to assist Nigerians to rescue those girls. The governor of Borno said that and now Ekuban government and the former opposition leader Buhari refused that offer that time. That's not where I'm going. Where I'm going, my sister, is I have to clarify that among the couples that rescue, are they the ones that are traveling from Akwa Ibom to Sokoto State? If they are the ones, congratulations, and let us go back to the rule of order Jonathan that Southerners should serve in the south, let the Northerners serve in the north. There is no point making a couple to go and serve in the north. Let them remain where you say. That's the best of today.
Thank you.
All right, Stephen, do you want to react to any of that was said? Or moving on?
Well, I just want to let me wrap up my line of thought on
electricity.
Power. So I don't for instance, as we are now, we are burning diesel in this station. So despite the fact that this station pays high tariff, we are burning diesel. Now, only God knows for how many hours we are going to burn diesel. So you now see that these people are just out to cheat Nigerians. So all this band A, band B, honestly, it is a deceit. It is a deceit. So we have not got enough power to go round. And you want to give some people 24 hours. Then what is going to happen to the other people? That means those one will be in perpetual darkness. Just for one band A group of people. And the band A people themselves are saying that they have not even received the electricity. They have not received power. And then you will be asking them to pay high tariff. So that ministry seems to want to fleece Nigerians, and it appears is building its castle in the air. It's living in a fool's paradise.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Femi Olukunle, for your analysis this morning. It's time to leave the studio, and of course, the Papers Review returns tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. to 7:15. I am DENIKE Ademowagon.
And I am OLORUNTOBA Yusuf. Thank you for listening. The Smart Kid Show is up next.